Hi, Paul Bevan here from Retention Guru, and in this short video, originally filmed back in 2016, can't believe that's 10 years ago, at the Retention Convention, I am talking about the skill of becoming an exerciser, what it takes to actually learn to be an exerciser, and then how you create behavioural hooks that keep people coming back. Seems to be very popular at the moment to talk about behaviour and motivation. Yeah, we've been talking about it for more than 10 years. So if you enjoy this clip or you got any questions, put it in the space down below. Alternatively, you can get in touch with me at paul@retentionguru.co.uk. For now, just enjoy the clip and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.
Ascension phase, you want to do the mind shift stuff. You want to get out your extra strength brainwash and convince them they've made the right decision to join your facility, that they're doing the right thing, they're creating the right behaviours. And while they may not be experiencing the massive physical changes they thought they were going to get because they've been once, they're on the right track. We want to positively reinforce to them again and again they've made the right decision. Different types of questions, different types of information, but show them you've done the right thing. We want to make sure this happens. We want it to be enjoyable, beneficial. I asked Melvin, we had a conversation on the phone a couple of weeks ago because I was reading some of the stuff that he'd produced that was in Health Club Management. And I think, and you can correct me from there if I'm wrong, I asked you about what was your definition for enjoyable. Was there did you enjoy your workout? Some workouts I enjoy and I leave in bits. But that's how I wanted to feel. Some workouts are enjoyable because they were good fun. I personally get a bit frustrated when we tell people we should make exercise fun. I think it should be enjoyable. If it's also fun, that's fine. But people should enjoy the results of the process, even though sometimes, how many of you do workouts you don't enjoy doing? But you enjoy the after effect or go, I did that. We have to create these behavioural hooks. This is actually from a book called Hook, and it's about how they design apps and online websites to hook you into your behaviour, particularly gaming type apps. And we need to look at these. We need to look at the external triggers. Who's got their phone handy? Who's got their phone in their hand? Steve, have you got on your front, where all your apps are, any red dots on your phone at the moment? So that dot is an alert to there's something different in this app at the moment. It's a push notification. We want those. How many of you, when you see a red dot on a text message, go automatic, like mid-conversation, oh, red dot. We have to realise that there's time and effort in developing the skill of being an exerciser. People put time and effort. How many of you are iPhone users? I'm an iPhone user. Who here stays an iPhone user because it's easier to stay with iPhone than it is to relearn another process? Now, they've got you. You're hooked in. What about if we did that within clubs? They learn to use your club so effectively in your processes, when someone else comes along and says, we're half the price or we're free, they go, no, it's too much to learn. I'm going to stay here. I'm comfortable here. Remember, people don't want to be uncomfortable. They want to be confident, competent, and look good. Look good does not necessarily mean look as wonderful as I do. Look good means they look like they know what they're doing. They avoid situations where they look out of place or out of control. So we want to set up our environments to make that easy. We want to set up the experience so it's frictionless. We want to reinforce and prompt them about the right decisions they've made continually, not just to get them, but after they've joined. We want to recognise the time and effort to learn the vast array of programs that are now available in our CV equipment, the variety in our resistance machines. Often we give people, I know Brian asked a question about inductions and how long. Go back to your staff, ask them how long it took them to learn how to use your equipment confidently. And then reconsider how much you might teach people when they first come if they're new to exercise. The reason we use Quick Start so often is actually, it's the simplest, most frictionless way of getting people started. But why not say to them, we're going to start you with this today, and in a couple of weeks' time, we'll move you on to looking at other programs. Build their confidence to become exercisers without overcomplicating things. We want to try and get this behavioural adherence in terms of a frequency of visit, and we want to build this psychological relationship with them. Now, if we're going to segment, if we're going to segment, there's lots of ways. We could do the demographics before people join. We could do full mosaic profile of the current members and look for more types of members out there for our marketing processes. But once they join, how are we going to do it? My preference at the moment is the simplest way we can, is actually by their behaviour. Who visits, when do they visit, what do they do? More difficult to track what they do at the moment, but we're getting there. But I want to know how often, how frequent. 0.9 was it you said this morning, visits per week? 0.9 visits per week. Not quite sure how you can do not quite a whole one. I understand how it works out statistically, and we play with that. But it's once a week. The average visit frequency in clubs is once a week. So are you going to segment, yes or no? Are we going to do that as part of your process? Are we going to do marketing segmentation? Or are we going to do different behavioural segmentation once people have joined? So we've got 2 different types of segmentation, maybe 3 going on sometimes. Now then, I'm going to ask you about your resource. What resource have you got to look after your members? What's the ratio of staff to customers? What's the ratio of staff to customers at your pinch points? Monday night, Tuesday night, maybe for you it's Saturday morning. Do you apply the same level of resource at that time as you do at your quietest periods? Or do you resource based on what you need at the right time? Now that's difficult with our opening hours being so wide, but we need to think about that. Are you going to use what I refer to as a high-risk approach? A high-risk approach is you do a lot of something with a few people to try and change those few people, or are you going to do more of what's called a public health approach? You do a little bit with everybody and try and change the mass. Yeah? That's going to depend upon your resource. But for me, personal training is a high-risk approach. It does a lot of support for a few people. And for me, it's a bit difficult because if we just say, oh, personal training increases retention, that assumes all personal training is equal. But obviously, if we know that interaction and correct programming has an effect on retention, we can assume that PT, that what is in PT is the natural outcome of that.